Sachin, for inviting me. Thank you, Brainfeed. Always, it's like coming home. I think I haven't missed any of their conferences. And it's wonderful to be here on a Sunday morning. So, who am I? Story? Teller. So, let's wake up a little bit, huh? Yeah, I know it's time for breakfast after this, no? Sachin?
Direct lunch.
Direct lunch, okay. So we'll do a very small activity before I don't believe in lectures. I know it's, our minds are already crowded like a marketplace on a festival day, isn't it? So you can imagine, so many things to buy. And most of us start work because I want to do this and this and this and this. And the bucket list goes on. And then everything is half finished today. Or even just started. That's the state that we are in education too, isn't it? Because we also have the artificial intelligence coming in now. Oh my God, so many things to grapple with. And yet, I feel the best form of communication is probably just talking, transacting, and telling a story or an anecdote and keeping the audience engaged, isn't it? And I think our listening capacity is shrinking like the waters of the world. So we are slowly going to have the third World War problem is going to be more of water, isn't it? About water. So we're all shrinking, we are evaporating. So before we reach that evaporation stage, let's give a whack on the side of our heads and keep ourselves awake. So you said I'm a storyteller, isn't it? So I'm going to do a little, I'm requesting you for an interaction. I will say, now listen, this is important because you have to listen to the tone in which I'm saying. Alright, so I say, I am a storyteller. And listen to that voice. And I want you to do the same voice. And if possible, one action. I am a storyteller. Not you. You have to say you. Not you. Okay? Alright. I am a storyteller.
You are a storyteller.
Wonderful. You are awake.
I am a storyteller.
You are a storyteller.
Wonderful. I am a storyteller.
You are a storyteller.
I know I am a storyteller.
You know you are a storyteller.
You are a storyteller.
I am a storyteller.
Wonderful. Super. Great. So all it requires probably is just a bit of hearing. Listening. So listening is like, the 5-harp string. So you need to see the story, feel the story, touch the story, sense that story. So all our 5 senses are in one place, right? And that's what we call listening. So listening is not with the ears. So you don't just see and you just don't hear, but you listen. And you know how we spell listen? Yes. How do you spell it? L-I-S-T-E-N. Now if you jumble them, what do you get? Silent. Wonderful. I wonder if we are silent. Right? And that is one reason why we cease to listen. Correct? And I think we go back, way back, once upon a time, isn't it? A long time ago. when the first communication, because what happened when man traveled the earth? When the first man traveled the earth, he walked on the sand, he walked through the grass, through huge forests. And every part of the universe, the Brahman, it was beautiful. He could look up at the stars. He could feel the wind blowing on all sides. So the stories, stories were already there. The universe was always pregnant with stories. In each atom there was a story. And these stories, how did they communicate with mankind? They deposited themselves in the leaves, in the trees, in the sand, in the mud, in the grass, in every part of the universe. The space was filled with stories. But then stories seek us. They are quiet. They're like love. And so, when the man was sensitive, when he looked at that tree, he looked at that rock, and he said, "Oh, look at this. I think the leaf is edible. The tree is speaking to me." And he found out, because he asked questions, and the tree answered. So, you see, when a man paused, when he looked, he received. So, we were very beautiful receivers. So, the beginning, if you see, even the teachers, they also received. Not information, but received real learning, real stories from the heart. And so, every story that people around the fire, they chatted, they shared those anecdotes, all these were, you know what happened today? I was walking. The listener also. So every story had a receiver or a listener, and both were equally energetic. So when people listened and they interacted, stories got life. And it happened with sharing. And so these stories slowly got transmitted from one person to another person to another person to another person. Of course, let's say gossip was there from the beginning. Yes? And people loved the sensationalism, right? And so when stories got transmitted, there were eyes, nose, ears, but the main crux of the story remained. And these stories were called folk tales. And so, I think I have a story to share because it's only for the past 45 years that I've been working without a break. And so many people ask me, what makes you continue, isn't it? What is it that made you a storyteller? But all those are different stories. But I think the main thing is I'm still opening my heart to being that receiver and to reconnect all the time, which gives what we call as a recharging, isn't it? So you receive, you reconnect, rejuvenate. So every time, like the phoenix, I go up, I come down, and again I rise from the ashes. And that's what keeps me going. Taking pain, pleasure, happiness, all in one stride. And I think a little bit of spirituality helps. I'm not saying religion. This spirituality means connections. Connection with the cosmic intelligence. And that gives you energy and passion to carry on. So I also create only in between. not when I'm doing workshops. In between, I create some tales. Because only when you rest and when you reflect and when there's nothing, you can create. Not when your library is full here. Isn't it? So we find no creativity these days. So, one of the stories that I created, because I thought of myself. Who am I? Is what I felt. Am I an educator, a mother, a wife, a teacher? Am I going to go on forever? No. And there was this beautiful ocean in front of me. And so I created something. So you see, you can create something out of anything, right? So this is what I thought this is a sponge, and it doesn't have a shape. It doesn't have really any smell. Just imagine that it's nothing. And that's what I felt I was. And this nothing had a name. And this nothing was in the beginning, in the evolution of time, when she had a little more intelligence than the other creatures around. And so it was the time when there were volcanic eruptions and the world was just being formed. And there were volcanoes and there were oceans and seas, and she was going around, rolling, little like a squid, little like a snail, drawing patterns in the sand and trying to talk to people and communicate. And she said, hello. And people said, what? She was also good at giving advices and telling stories. And so she said, you know what? You know when the world was formed? You know why the fire engine is red? And people said, what? Talking nonsense. Chatterbox. Dumbo. Hey, Thingy. Keep quiet, yeah. So her name was Thingy. And Thingy was going around. And every time she tried to converse, she tried to communicate, some listened, some shooed her away. And so one day, she climbed onto a rock and she tried to look at the ocean. She tried to look at all the things around her, and she thought she looked. And there she found somebody who called her. Hey, come here, Thingy. And this was a wise, old Zen master. He was the owl. And he said, come here, Thingy. So Thingy went. You know what? They call me Thingy. They call me names. They think I'm Dumbo, I'm stupid. I'm trying to communicate. They call me Ullu. That doesn't make me an Ullu, okay? And you know what? It'll be the same everywhere. And breathe out. Can you do it 3 times? All right. I'll remember this. Don't forget to breathe, okay? Drawn. She circled, she went zigzag, and into the ocean. And there in the ocean, the water was beautiful. She went down 1,000 feet. A whole new world. Beautiful. Whoever said it's the same, no, it's different. It's beautiful. I can see the sun rays. Oh, look at the glitter like diamonds. Oh, that's gold. Oh, it's so beautiful, lovely. And she went in, explode. And as she explored, she thought it was very quiet. And she went into a weed. And she said, what beautiful creation. I would love to meet the creator. And just then, whoop! There was a big shark. You're not wanted here. This is our place. Get out. And something like a sword came and whoop. You know who that was? It was a sword-tailed fish. Out you go! Blup, 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 blup. She went further inside the weeds. She was a little scared. And then she remembered. Don't forget to
Breathe.
So she closed her eyes. And she took a deep
Breath.
and she breathed out. She was wondering what to do. She said, I think it's the best thing to communicate. So she got onto a rock and she said, she knew it was the Indian Ocean. So she knew all the languages. So she said, hello, hello. Then she said, Kem cho, Kem cho. Majama, कैसे हैं आप? अच्छे हैं, बढ़िया. ಹೇಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ? Very good. எப்படி இருக்கீங்க? ரொம்ப நல்லா இருக்கீங்களா? கஷியா है? बरोबर. And as she tried to talk, some of them came and said, why are you wasting our time? What do you want to do? Don't show off, yeah. Show off. Chatterbox. Mind your own business. And that's when someone with a big stomach came. And a face like a horse. And he said, you know what? I'm a seahorse. You know, that's what people say here. Don't bother, okay? Yeah, I don't gallop at all. They call me a seahorse. So don't get caught by names. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 are the legs that I wade along. You know who I am speaking of. I am called the octopus. Though I don't have any pus. They I'm not hard. And they call me pus. But don't bother about names, just carry on. And so Thingy thought, okay, that's good. I think somebody understands me. Let me explore. Block, 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 block. She almost went to the bottom of the ocean where there was the same stillness that she felt deep within her and not a creature around. And as she went down, she felt wonderful. And then, there, when she went down, and before that I have to tell you, she wanted to show off her intelligence a bit. And that's when the seahorse came. You know, she always asks this question. You know why the fire engine is red? And some of them stopped, some of them listened, some of them didn't. And she said, you know what? Because it has 8 windows and 4 doors. And that makes it 12. Each window is 12 inches. 12 inches reminds you of a ruler. A ruler reminds you of Queen Elizabeth. Queen Elizabeth is the name of the ship. The ship sails on the sea. And the sea has fish. The fish has fins. And fins reminds you of Finland. Finland is a communist country. And so the fire engine is red. They just said, she doesn't belong here. Yeah? So when she went down, she decided this amount of talking, chatting, transacting is not helping. But I need to go deep within. And there she went, deep within herself. And there she saw someone, which was a clam. The clam said, as she looked, and so Dingy went into that clam, and the clam shut. And all that Dingy did inside is close her eyes and breathe. And she remembered her owl friend who said, things are the same everywhere. You just need to find yourself. And don't forget to breathe. So after many years, and out fell a pearl. And the first wisdom that the pearl of wisdom said was, don't forget to breathe. So can we all close our eyes once more? Take a deep breath. Thank you so much.